What up, players? I was just coughing a bunch because I was eating flaming hot Cheetos. Look at that fire going. Heat wave today. It was like 40-some degrees out. I woke up this morning. As you guys know, I'm usually like freezing cold when I wake up because it's been in the single digits. Not today, players. Woke up, it was 32. No ice on the windows. Sorry, I'm trying to close the doors. Trying to close the door. I only got one hand. I'm like, hey, no, like. Good times. Whew, flaming hot Cheetos though. So didn't really have to like tend to the fire all that much, which has been kind of nice. But we're kind of getting that time of year where it's like, hey, we're gonna get warmer. It's gonna get freaking real cold again, and then it'll be like, hey, we're gonna get warmer, and then it'll get real cold again. We'll do it like 3 or 4 times. So pretty good day. Got to hang out with my wife and kiddo, and my cousin came over with his wife and his kids, and he has 2 kids, and they get along with my kid, and I'd show my cousin the workshop that I built, and you got this devil horn going on there. Seems kind of fitting for how some people think of me lately. And it seemed like his wife and my wife got along, so that's cool. And I like that. And they brought us a meal, which was I had a lot of people that were, I originally got injured. People were texting me like, hey, do you need anything or whatever? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Unless I like need some, I would, just ask. But I kind of just started saying like, ask Kimmy, because I think she was more stressed out about it than me. I'm just like, shoot, like, other than writing, like, I got this left hand thing, like, no big deal. Like, not really that big of a deal, but she's had to do a lot more of the cooking, because I don't want to catch my shirt on fire or something crazy. So man, I had the idea of talking about what I wanted to talk about the other day, which was religion, because a lot of people kept bringing it up to me, and I guess are worried since I almost died, I was going to go to hell and all this other stuff. I knew I should not have brought it up, because it just, like I said, I'm good for a conversation, but I don't know what it is, man. Just don't see eye to eye on a lot of that crap. Sometimes I just can't tell if I'm being ridiculous or not, to be honest. And it's easier to just not have the conversation, unfortunately. So just for my sanity. However, tomorrow, this week, I think is going to be busy. It's going to be my first week of doing physical therapy twice. And it's like, each one is like 2 hours. At least the first one, it was about 2 hours. It was a little over that, because I had to go in early to fill out, paperwork and stuff. I have to double check. I think it was correct. My copay is $20, which is pretty freaking good, but twice a week for the next 3 months, it's going to be rough. I'll figure it out. But I don't know. I was always saying I always say I figure it out, but that's when I had 2 hands, not one. I got a comment yesterday on my video about my first bill, and a few people had also told me to call the insurance company as well. So if you didn't see that, yesterday I was talking about how the ambulance company sent me I call it a not bill. It basically said, this may or may not be a bill we informed your insurance company, but this is what it cost for our services. It was like $1,500. The insurance company, that was like a week or so ago. The insurance company sent me a letter. I got it on Friday, I believe. And they said, hey, we got this bill from the ambulance company. We cover 70% of it. Here's a check for 70% of that. You're responsible for the rest, which was like $450. Considering it was originally $1,500, that's not bad, but that's $450. That's you know, that's a lot. They did save my life, so can't really put a price on that. But I keep going, and you guys probably know in my head, I keep going back and forth in my head of like, insurance in America kind of sucks, and it's not very straightforward, and there's a lot of capitalist pigs that that take advantage of people, and I also don't think I have access to anyone's labor for free, so I don't feel entitled. So I find myself in a pickle a lot in my mind because I'm like, I don't know, you know. But what I've recently realized is that when you sign up for insurance, you agree to pay a monthly fee for the year, and they agree to cover what they say they're going to cover. And it's unfortunate that they just do things like, oh, yeah, we're dropping you. I don't know how that's legal. So, you know, it's this imbalance of balance that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? No, because what you just said doesn't make sense. It's just a whole shit show. So I find myself not in that mental pickle anymore because I agreed to your terms. I hold up my end of the bargain by paying what I pay. You need to hold up yours. So I have to go through my benefits book some more. Kimmy was helping me, but then I found that you can download a PDF version, which will be great because PDFs you can search. So I just search, you know, a key word or term, and I should hopefully be able to find my answer sooner. From what I understand, from what most people told me, because what a few people have told me since the video yesterday was to call the insurance company and make sure that they processed it as an emergency, which I agree, and I did think of that. Thank you very much for letting me know. I want to do my due diligence and make sure I have all my ducks in a row by going through my benefits booklet and making sure that that was the deal. Because for some reason, a lot of people also agree with me that emergencies are just covered. Now, someone did say to me that they do the check thing when it's like out of network. I don't know if that ambulance is always out of network, but I was also told that emergency is an emergency. Network doesn't matter. Which that whole thing is just crazy to me. Anyways, I'm sure it's a bunch of, you know, capitalistic bullcrap going on in there. I keep saying that. When I say capitalistic bullcrap, because I know a lot of you are from very different walks of life, it's not black and white. Nothing is. There's always two extremes. People say we need capitalism. People say we absolutely do not. And as most of you know, when there are two extremes, I feel like the answer is almost always in the middle. I don't know where I got that word. Just from personal experience and observation. So, not really trying to argue. Just want to throw that tidbit out there of where my mindset is coming from. Because as soon as I say stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, you're a libtard. You're a snowflake," and it's like, you don't know me. Shut up. Anyways. And when I say that, they're like, "Oh, you're a trumpeteer." And it's like, you also don't know me. Should do your research before you say shit with anything to anybody. Anyways. Yeah, I want to make sure that it's not 70%, or that it is 70% that's supposed to be covered under my circumstance, because that's the deal. Right? Just like if I didn't pay my insurance, I would get dropped, because that's the deal. Right? They don't care if I'm struggling or lost my job or became homeless. That's just the deal. So I have to, unfortunately, have to do extra work to make sure that they are holding up their deal. So amongst doing physical therapy tomorrow, I also have to probably do half a day's worth of getting my ducks in a row before I call them. Because they'll just tell you whatever. I found that out when they did that. When they did me dirty with my daughter's follow-up for her ear tubes. Do you remember? And I was telling you how they claimed my insurance ended on September 29th, not September 30th, the last day of the month. Like insurance always does. But this time, it just, yeah. Same company, by the way. Crazy. So, yeah, just wanted to update you guys on that, because that's what's going on. I'll tell you what, I find, okay, I didn't really want to bring this up because, like I said, at the beginning about the religion vlog, I almost deleted that and just redid my vlog and not even talked about it. But I thought it was an interesting conversation. I wanted to share how much of a fresh breath of air it was to have a conversation with someone who just wasn't trying to just speak, who was also trying to listen. You know what I mean? Which, unfortunately, and this is going to offend some people, is very common within Christianity. However, not always the case, of course. Not always the case. But what I find very intriguing lately is, and honestly for a while, is, and maybe you guys find this intriguing about me, for those of you who don't know me as well. A lot of people say, or have assumed, that I am atheist, that I don't believe in God, or that I'm not sure. And I guess I can kind of see how that comes off. Because when I talk about it, I say, well, just like I said in my vlog, I say, well, I just don't know. I haven't been convinced either way. I question things in my head. And to be honest, I think it's incredibly toxic to not only just blindly put faith into something, but to also feel like you are entitled to spread that knowledge that may or may not be knowledge. I think, for me, if there is anything, hold on, let me think of how to say this. If there is a purpose for me, I have learned a lot of what my purpose is not. I'm a very direct person. I don't get hints very well. So if that's how my creator communicates, it's not clicking. And I think he would know that. And I also think that it's really not my job to try and figure it out. And let me explain that, because that's a very broad statement. I've realized since the beginning of my life, up until probably about a year or so ago, where I just started building up a lot more confidence in telling people how things are. And if they disagree, that they can, especially like when they're being shitheads, to just fuck off. Because at the end of the day, I've extended my arm out too many times for shitheads. And I'm pretty much over it. But what I realized is that I think that, first of all, what I think is just what I think. And you guys know how I feel about opinions. And that's why I don't put mine out there. Because people start giving me their opinions, and I didn't ask for them. You know what I mean? But I can't put a no soliciting sign on my forehead, because that'd be kind of weird. I think if I was created by an all-powerful, all-loving being, he made me curious in this way. To not blindly believe in things, and to not blindly do and say things without having any sort of logical sense to back it up. Because I don't think a lot of people realize it. And this is the type of shit that sometimes I would say, and it pissed people off. And it made people think that I feel like I'm self-righteous and that I am a snob. But I don't care anymore. Because there's a ton of people out there that know that that's not how I feel. And those are my people. You guys. I think mostly. There's probably someone who's like, man, I didn't realize this guy was an asshole. But I can't tell you the amount of times that people have asked or begged for my help or just needed something that I am more than capable or qualified of doing or advising on, and they pass up the opportunity and they go to someone else and they get fucked over. They get screwed over. They get scammed. But then they come back to me with religious advice, and I'm supposed to just trust your judgment? I know what I'm capable of, and I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. So if you want to think that I'm just being like a snob, that's cool. Like I said, you're not my people. And that's fine. Not everybody's for everybody. But if you give me multiple reasons, many, many reasons over many years to not trust your judgment, and no one's perfect. I've made plenty of mistakes. We all have. I just can't get over the fact that sometimes people just continually make the same mistakes and do and say the same things over and over and over again, and they can't understand why they're going insane. It's because that is the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And it pisses me off at myself that it took me so long to put the pieces together as to why I can't, I feel like I work so many crappy jobs with crappy people and crappy managers that just, worked a lot of great jobs with a lot of great people. Some who follow my music and are probably watching right now. And I would call you a friend. But I've worked with a lot of people that just think that I am not capable. They just don't even understand. So why would I trust your judgment? And sometimes those are the same people that tell me I need to, like, come to their church. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? A lady I worked next to at my last job told me I had no idea what I think I said this in a vlog before. She told me I have no idea that of what I'm talking about when it comes to this new part, like this department that they added to the company, which was pro audio. And their marketing company, who needed a video guy, told me they didn't think I was quite capable of doing what they needed me to do, that I couldn't make videos for their social media. The same guy who just went up, like, 200 subscribers in the last month or so, something like that. Well, I don't know. I think I mentioned the numbers to you guys before. I'm not saying this to brag, but those were the same people that told me, like, who I needed to vote for, or what I needed to do, how I need to act, who I need to be. Isn't that crazy? Come on. Those same people, that same person. This is not a complicated setup. Do you think she knows how to set this up? Look at all this. It's crazy. That's my point, is that's the stuff when it comes to church, that's what I don't get. And it's been wild because a lot of people, especially from that vlog, have really, for some reason, and it was already happening before, but it's really ramped up in tandem with my injury, that I don't believe in God. I never said that. As a matter of fact, I have to go back in the vlog, but I think I said, like, I didn't have any visions or anything like that. I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared to see what was on the other side. I can't get over the fact that, and some of these same people have told me this, God is everywhere. That's what I've been told. He's everywhere. But I need to go to church. and he's mad at me, and I owe him money. Humans got in the way of this. Humans are telling me that he's mad. Humans that can't even tell me that they've communicated with him, or that I owe him money. It's really irritating. I haven't been able to stop thinking about a lot of this stuff for the last few days, and it's ramped up from that vlog. And a few people have reached out. I was just like, I would just love to have a conversation with you. I'm a little apprehensive about it, but I don't think it's fair to not have a conversation. So I think I'm going to do that. And of course, I'll tell you what happened here. But could you hear that? Somebody dropped something up there. I'm going to be honest. I don't know those things that I said. Now and before, I don't know why that's so offensive. I don't know why that's so scary. I'm just baffled because I don't understand why you think you know. I feel like I just naturally have these pauses, long pauses of dead air, like Mr. Rogers. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't care. I think a lot of things can... Well, first of all, like I said, when there's two extremes, I think, in my experience, I think almost every single time the answer's been in the middle. And I think a lot more things can live cohesively, in tandem, coexist, more than a lot of people think. I don't think you need an organization to approve of your good doings. I think a lot of time and money gets wasted on things and people that could actually make a difference. And that's where I feel like the human involvement gets things a little squirrely. I just I don't know. I guess when I get time, I'm hoping to at least sit down with someone, one person at least, if not everyone, to have a conversation. Maybe it'll be throughout. Maybe I can't do it all in 1 week or something. I need to finish a music video. To get up on Patreon. Why did I do that? Man, at the beginning of the vlog, I was like, yeah, I had a pretty good day. But then I was like, man, I've been thinking about that stuff all day, and it's really been stressing me out. And I don't think that's what religion is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it just kind of proves my point. But God didn't put that in my head. People put that in my head. Now I have the choice to not let it bother me. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to certainly try. But, you know what? Even if you don't agree, I don't care. We can still be pals. Some people don't think that way, though. That's what's scary. So, anyways, that's all I got for today. I'm almost done switching everything over to the new channel, So Much Moose. I got, not including this one, 7 more, 8 more, probably 8 more. 8's my lucky number. I don't know what it is about 8. 8 shows up in my life a lot. Coincidence, probably. I'm thinking probably tomorrow or Tuesday will be the last vlog I put up here. Tomorrow's going to be busy. I have to do all that insurance stuff. I have to make some content. I have a couple hours of physical therapy. And I have to be a dad and a husband. Did you ever see that episode of Scrubs where, if you guys ever watched that show, it's Dr. Cox and his wife or ex-wife or whatever they are at the time, and she's having their first kid. He's like, you have to do this. And she's like, you have to do this and that and this and that and all these things. And he's like, but when would I have time to kill myself? And she's like, that's not my problem. I was going to make that joke just then, but I was like, maybe not everybody would get that. And I don't want everybody to reach out and be like, Moose, please don't be suicidal, which I appreciate. But I felt like I needed to preface that it was a joke and it was a quote from a show from the early 2000s that people probably don't know about anymore. The early episodes were shot in SD in a 4:3 aspect ratio. What are you talking about, Moose? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Thank you for the support, guys. I will see you tomorrow.